What's up, y'all? So I don't want to talk about this, but I guess I have to. Over the past month, I've been contemplating what my next move would be. And I don't mean just as an individual, but like collectively. Like, where do I, like, what's next? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of having a next if our story has already ended in destruction? And every day God told me, he said, you need to change your perspective because you're allowing your environment to dictate your perception of your future. And that's why I stay alone, because many times in life, when you use your imagination to imagine things, you're also imagining other things in your imagination. You know. So I'm looking at my neighborhood in Atlanta. Well, not mine. I don't claim this. But I'm looking at the neighborhood in Atlanta and I'm just thinking like, yo, this is trash. It's pure trash. And God says, you're not going to be here for long, so it doesn't matter. So today I walked to the library and I see this father talk, like, they're like, kind of like berating his child, if that's even a word. If that's a word, I think it is. And he's just like, man, cursing. You got to do this. If you ain't running to the house, because mind you, the child has man titties. If you ain't running to the house, it's going to be a problem. And the child's not putting any enthusiasm in it because you're not engaging with your child. You're not engaging with your child. It's like you're dominating your child. This is supposed to be your son. Whether it's your real son, fake son, I don't know, maybe stepson. It could have been his real son the way he was talking to him. But this is why I'm so big into genetics. The man looks small, like my size. So who are you fucking on that you got a fat child? That's why you need to think about procreating. You know what I'm saying? Is this the right pick of the litter for my wife? Does she know how to raise children? Is she fat? Is she skinny? Does she got diabetes in the family? Does her mother, you know what I'm saying? Physically, like all of it, spiritually, physically, mentally. Is she crazy, psychotic? You feel me? Like, and vice versa. We put no thought into any of this. And I kept telling myself, God, if this is our outcome, don't bring me back to earth. I don't want to be black no more. Actually, I never was. I've always been in a box, an ambiguous anomaly box. Like, I don't know what I'm considered, even though I'm quote unquote half black, half African. Whatever this American Western thing is, I don't want no parts of it. Black, white, Asian, it don't matter. It's all the same thing. So, you know, it's a hard battle because it's like being biracial, and it's like, say you don't like your white side. It's like, but you have to cut it off, amputate it. If this is what we are, I don't want it. If this is what black excellence is, I do not want it. Because it's a facade, it's a farce. Anyways, God told me to continue going forward. Continue going forward. Because this version of reality for the blacks is just in this timeline. We're perpetuating it, we're allowing it to last longer when it could have been dead many years ago. 100 years ago. But y'all don't think. Y'all not using your aware mind to find out how y'all keep getting trapped and bamboozled over and over and over. It's the same game over and over and over. But God said I'm good. He said just continue working. Continue working on yourself. Continue spreading the good word and continue keeping your heart pure. Continue being kind because the world want to get you stressed out. I done had a dude break a window 2 days ago in my neighborhood. He don't even live there. That's the worst part. And guess what happened? The black woman around the neighborhood protected him and let him get out before I called the cops. God said, this is not your community. You're amongst the community when in Rome. Do you act like this? No, but you're in it. So focus all your energy into acknowledging what is, understanding what is, observing what is, and getting yourself out and build a new community with the standard that you see fit. No matter how long it takes, 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 100, it doesn't matter. That needs to be your goal line. Do it for the kingdom. Because God didn't create us to be trash, period. And those are just examples of what I've seen around my neighborhood, around just Atlanta. But this is what the white man will give you. He will give you trash and keep the treasure. And he will make you think that your trash is treasure. He'll give you PPP loans. He'll give you these bummy restaurants with the bad service. He'll give you, coffee shops. He'll give you, rappers that own apartment complexes. He'll give you all type of things that he knows he can dominate. The only way to freedom is to know you got to get it on your own. And it's not about those looking like you, because there's a lot of indigenous Westerns that look like me somewhat, but they don't think, they don't feel, they don't act like me. Their character is different. He said, that's not your family. And I had this conversation with myself many times, because a lot of quote unquote African Americans or indigenous Westerners, that's what I like to call them, because they're not all these monikers the white man gave you don't even make sense. Anyways, if you want to be free, you gotta want to be free. You gotta be free in every way. You gotta change the way your ideology on how you treat your man, how you treat your women, how you treat your children, how you treat the family, how you treat your grandparents, how you treat the elders, the babies, the schooling, pregnancy, building, ideology, religion, hospitals, all of it has to be destroyed and then rebuilt. No matter how long it takes. I had a dream the other day that there was a war between whites, blacks, and Africans. The other ethnicities magically disappeared. And God said, you have to choose a side, and I chose with the Africans. Easy. I didn't even have to think about it. And God told me, he said, that's why blacks don't like Africans. It has nothing to do with Africans thinking that they're better. It's the fact that blacks think they're left behind. Blacks think they're unseen. Blacks think they're below. It's their thought process that makes them perceive themselves as lower, no matter how gifted they are. And God said, you have to make a choice. Not only is it Leo season, but you have to make a choice on who you want to be. Who are you? I am ... Who are you? What do you want to be? Who will you become? Your thought process is half of your becoming. You gotta love what you are and be grateful for what you are and be forthcoming, very bold, whatever the outcome. blacks may ask me, they've asked me many times, oh, you're either gonna marry a white woman or a foreign woman, or basically an exotic woman or a white woman. They will never put themselves in the category. And until I got to my 30s, I never thought about it. I thought about it, but I never really dwelled in and thought about it. And God said they don't see themselves worthy of your companionship. They're not saying it, but they're saying it. Not once has a black woman said, you know what? They'll say things like, why aren't you married? Why don't you have children? But they'll never say, oh, I want you to wed me. I want this to be a thing. They'll use me for money, sex, and what they perceive as attention. And God says, you know, this is not your story. This is why it never worked out for 30 years. This is not your real story. It's like you're in an artificial world. This is not your real story. It's a foster home, reality. This is not your real home. Even though people don't know deep down inside, I don't want anything to do with a European marriage or children. Not to say I have issues with whites. I don't trust their spirit. I don't trust their heart. You know, it has nothing to do with their complexion. I know a lot of red bones that are attractive. It's not the physical. It's within. And it's not just white women, white people, white babies, women, men, children. It's all the same thing. If we haven't gotten reparations, if we haven't came to the kumbaya moment, it's not going to happen. It's not meant to, because they thrive on us being below. It's how their brain works. It's about self-preservation. They can't help it. It is what it is. So, with that being said, do I think that blacks have a way to leave this enslavement, this lack of freedom, this, this ignorance in perpetuity? Yes. Do I feel like they can leave this? Yes, but you need God. You need not white Jesus. You need the real God that is melanated, dark in complexion, not in spirit. If you don't think that your God is what you look like, you ain't never gonna be free. That's one. All the natives, all the whites, all the Hispanics, all the Asians, all the indigenous, they all know. Aboriginals, they all know what I'm talking about. It's just the blacks are the only ones that don't know what I'm talking about, because they've been into the white man hypnotism so long, the white man magic powers. Anyways, God said, by this time in your life, you have to make a choice. Do we all know that the definition? Oh, this Satan. Doing the most. I done heard anytime I'm making a point that I'm really trying to make, it's all good. Let me not give it no energy. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this. Do we all know that blacks just don't equate to, hood, the projects? We all know that. But what is perceived, what is promoted, what has been not even promoted and received and perceived, what they're embodying it. Even the ones that's not from the hood. It's become a normality. If we can't turn that around, I don't think blacks will ever see their freedom. They're always going to be in a state. Even the ones that are conservative, it's all one bunch. And until you can speak out on this, it's going to always be the same narrative over and over and over. So you got to make a choice. You got to make it now, because we're getting no younger. We're never, no. But, I'm in my 30s, and God was telling me, How much longer do y'all want this to happen? African, Black, Aboriginal, Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina, it's all the, do you want a change collectively or not? And what are you willing to sacrifice for it? Every day I live in this scumbag location, I always tell myself, it can be better. And God says this is not forever, it's temporary. But you're living in it so long, you've lived in it so long that a part of its nature has taken upon you. You gotta extract it, throw it away, burn it. It's not you. You've become the environment. But the environment can't become you. So that means you gotta leave the environment. For good. Never come back. Plan your way out. There's so much more we can do, but potential is nothing without work. If you don't think you can actually work to become it, it doesn't matter. And I just want to leave this last note to all of us. If you're white, do what you think is right for whites. If you're Asian, do what's right what you think for Asians. If Hispanic, one of us ethnicities got to change the world. I'll just put it like that. We all know the truth. The whites ain't going to do it. The Asians ain't going to do it. The Hispanics not going to do it. No one's going to do it but us. But we have to show that we're willing to do it for not ourselves, but for God. Once we get on the God tip, once we get on the God type of time, we can all get through this. Why? Because God is not flesh body. If we stay in this three-dimensional state, none of us is getting out this. None. White, black, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I hope we all can be on one accord one day. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but that's why the whole interracial thing is not going to work. It's because it's not real. Anything Hollywood pushes is not the real narrative. It's the opposite of reality. God made one pure reality, and we destroyed it. We perversed it. Anyways, I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Stay healthy, stay well. And know that God wants better for us, but we have to walk into it first. Everything on this three-dimensional plane is fake. Try not to put too much effort into it. And put more effort into the ethereal, into God's definition of what he wants us to be. Put more energy into that. Schooling, but schooling with God. Marriage, but marriage with God. Even if it's just boyfriend, girlfriend, with God. Even if it's just fucking around, with God. Even if it's going to work, with God. Everything needs to be with God. It'll turn your F into a C, and your C into a B, and your B into an A. By that time, you can go to any college you want. But you have to know that you are worthy, and that God put the gift of him inside of you if you can see it. Otherwise, you're done. You might as well just work at McDonald's your whole life. It's over. Because none of this matters if you cannot understand that he is the end all be all for all of it. But we have to change ourselves within and without. In his way, not our own. Anyways, do well by yourself, by others, by the world. Do well. There is better.